Hello and welcome. My name is Danielle and I'm an ambassador with Rada Publishing House. Today I'd like to welcome a very special guest with us, Sebastian Ries. He's a client of Maya the Shaman and a contributing writer in the upcoming book, Infinite Cosmic Records, Sacred Doorways to Healing and Remembering, a book by Maya Versanella, aka Maya the Shaman. And I'd like to actually congratulate Sebastian because he was chosen as one of Maya's special clients and to contribute his story in this upcoming book, Infinite Cosmic Records. Uh, just to give you guys a little background on who Maya is, Maya the Shaman is the original creatrix of an infinite cosmic records modality. So the wonderful thing about this modality, it's a very powerful method that stems from the Lemurian code healing, which is also Maya's original healing modality, like I mentioned. And in this book, Infinite Cosmic Records, Sacred Healing and Remembering, it is produced and published by Rada Publishing House. But before we get started with Sebastian, I do want to let you know a little bit about the healing method. Infinite Cosmic Records is an adventure to many lifetimes. So a lot of people are calling it a hybrid of like a past life regression, Akashic Records reading. And if you're familiar with Dolores Cannon, you'll understand what I'm referring to. Others might say it's shadow work, or you're working through that inner child or ancestral lineage type of healing. So according to Maya, it just really just depends on the client's intention and what that individual brings to the session at that point in their life. So Maya adds that the most interesting part is the Infinite Cosmic Records is one step into a cosmic realm where clients are able to go into a multi-dimensional reality. So for example, that could be a planetary experience where you might see yourself as a different being. You could also be guided by direct messages through the universe that assist you, possibly open portals to other realms and past life experiences. Others are also saying that it's a little bit like an ayahuasca experience. So you may experience purging, and this is nothing with side effects. So this is what's so phenomenal about this type of healing. It's very deep. Infinite Cosmic Records is for anyone at this point in life. If you're ready to seek that type of self-reflection, self-healing, if you're going towards that journey, phenomenal experience. It's definitely a treat. I personally experienced it myself, and it was completely, it was amazing. It was very outwardly. So I do appreciate that experience, and I can't wait for you to possibly have that as well. But that being said, guys, I want to thank you for your time today, Sebastian, and welcome you. And I'm very happy to have you with us here today to hear about your upcoming chapter in Infinite Cosmic Records. So thank you and welcome, Sebastian.
Hey Danielle, and hey all listeners. Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting to tell you about my story. So I hope I can get you some insights how that is. Yeah, and maybe it's something for you too.
Yeah, and I know that you are a man that works a lot in healing, and you're looking to, explore those realms. So I'm excited to hear about your doorways. But before you tell us a little bit about those doorways, could you tell the viewers what your intention was when you went into your session? Because like I mentioned before, it's very important what your intention is, because it will lead you to those doorways you need at this point for your healing.
Sure. So my intention was just to basically show me or heal the things that was in my highest and best at that time. So it was not a special direction to a different like special topic. It was just whatever is in right now for my highest and best in the current situation. I would like to have that shown to me. Yeah. So
I love that.
intention. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing because you never know what's going to appear at that moment, you know. Wow. Okay, so did you have an idea what you might experience going into this?
No, to be honest, I like to have things like like a surprise, and it was a surprise. It was really interesting, and yeah, I just let it flow. Yeah, I like to do that. Yeah, just have the mind off, and yeah, let's see what life brings. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So the first doorway, well, how many did you go through?
It was three.
Okay.
Yeah, three. And the first one was I saw myself in, I think it was my inner child. It was a small version of myself, like 4 or 5 years old, and it was like depressed and wanted attention and wanted to be heard and seen. It was in a dark room, and yeah, that was interesting because it was very visual, and I always had problems with that. So I saw everything like a movie. So that was interesting. That was new for me. And before I just felt maybe emotions, but now I've seen that as well, like with pictures. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, then we just asked, hey, what do you need? What do you want? Um, and we did some healing. Like I hugged my inner child, and we did some blockages. Yeah, that was from the past blocking me still. And yeah, then it felt much lighter, and I felt more connected to my inner child or myself. Yeah, that was the first door, pretty much. Yeah, so it was a calling for me or a message to ask my inner child more, get more attention. What do you want? Yet instead of asking my adult child, yeah, just go more inwards when I decide for daily life. Yeah.
I like that. And the second doorway, or actually before we go into the second one, what did the first doorway look like to you? Was it a wood door, or how would you describe the visual?
Um, it was a metal door. Yeah, metal. That was it. hmm Um, but it was like nothing super special. So it was very quick. It was just like 1 2 seconds, and then I went in. There was no block or anything there. So yeah, that's all I can say. Like there's no small details I could still remember because yeah, that was a metal door. Yeah, a big one.
That's amazing. The visual that you had in your mind, how did the visual, how would you explain that? Was it through like your imagination? Did you see it how did you visualize it? Because everyone's a little different on how they explain that. So I'm curious from your perspective.
Yeah, I had it in my mind's eye. So yeah, it was the imagination. I didn't, you know, it was more like I was observing it happening, like watching a movie, to be honest. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
very cool. I like that. And then the second doorway, was there, what type of doorway did you go through in that one?
The second one was it was wood. Yeah, it was wood, wooden door. And this time I also had no trouble opening, so I went in the door and that's it. And then I saw first nothing. I didn't see anything, and it was completely black. Um, then we figured out that there were some blocks, so Maya cleared some block just to seeing on my third eye, my pineal gland. So after that, it was getting better, and I was like, okay, I'm looking outside of a building. So I was in a building, and outside was nature.
Mhm.
Um, it was green, and it was very mystical. I never like I thought, okay, this is not Earth, um, or not the current Earth. You know what I mean? Like it looked different, like a different planet. And then I saw my guides, like one of my guides came to me in form of a spirit bird or eagle kind of form. Yeah. And this is how it looked. And yeah, he just gave me a message to connect more to my inner self, to the guides, like listen more to them. Yeah, don't follow your head too much, follow your intuition and your heart, whatever feels lighter for you. Yeah, don't think, oh, what is the best decision for you? Just go where the joy is, where the ease is. Yeah. So and I never saw them before, so that was fun to me just to see them. Um, very, very cool. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, um, yeah, that was the second one. Yeah,
And then,
pretty short one. The third one was a longer one. The first one, second and first were shorter ones. Um,
would you say that the first two were not like would you say that the lesson and the intention that you put out for your soul was mostly in the third door?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was more longer, more powerful. Took longer, and I think it prepared me for the third one. Yeah. Um,
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. What was the door on the third one?
at first, I didn't see any door. There was mist before the door, so
Okay.
like cloudy, dusty. Um, then we took some time. We cleared that away. Um, Took a bit of time, and then I saw like a door was. It was green. It was like looking like a jungle door. Not a real door. It was like, yeah, wooden roots, green. Um, yeah, very mystical, unusual.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I went in there, and at first I didn't feel safe or so. Yeah, I was a bit afraid also because I couldn't see anything. And I never did something like this before. So yeah, so I lived anxiety, and then I looked around. I was in a jungle. I saw a waterfall, a big one, and I saw a group of people. Um, but they were like bigger than normal humans. So I was again, it was not the current time, you know what I mean? Or yeah. So I think it was yeah, some far the time away, far in the past. So the humans were bigger than usual.
Yeah.
How they describe in the books of Atlantis or Lemuria, the people who are also like bigger, they describe it like that. So I think I was in Mexico that was coming to me or somewhere near there because I also seen pyramids, a very big pyramid. Um, and then there were some, invaders coming. Um, I saw like I think it's something like a ship or like a UFO or something. So people coming there. Um, yeah, it was a fight. They tried to take our land, and people tried to control us. That's what was happening there, and it didn't felt really good. I was a bit afraid, and then we calmed myself down. We cleared the blocks, the anxiety, and then I just observed everything. And the message or what we did basically, why I should see this was to clear the blocks still, what was happening there. It was a global big thing. And so we freed the people and myself. I was in there as well. We freed them again. Yeah. We said I said you're all free now, kind of like this statement. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, the pretty rough stuff was happening there, and so it was a deep, long past life situation what we created for many people. I think not only for me.
Right.
for the collective.
That feels very healing, not just for you, but like for the timeline of those who maybe were there for that experience. Because I'll just add, because I understand what you're saying, because sometimes the doorways, it'll be what you need to hear or learn. And but I feel like there's like a mix of like, hey, your inner child wants you to feel good and all this, but then we're gonna get to the lesson of why you went into the session. I think that's nice because your soul knows that this stuff can be heavy, but it's also meant to bring you to a place of joy, back to creator. And it's not meant to be so dark per se. It's just we have to overcome these shadow, things or past life experiences. And that's why I also feel like this type of session is so unique because you really are you're working with your soul, and it's very different than an akashic session, in my opinion, for sure. And how do you feel about going through that kind of heavy, like ominous, like probably very scary feeling while you're going through a session like that? How did it feel to be guided by Maya? Did she do a good job at helping facilitate and get to what it was that the answers you were really needing from yourself?
Yeah, the support was the best I could imagine. She was very calm and always had the right things to do or say, or when we cleared some blockage, when I couldn't go further or couldn't see anything, um, I felt always safe and protected. So that's why I also continued and didn't uh, quit or something during it. Um, and at the beginning, we did some chakra cleansing and some meditation before we went into this. So to get myself in a more relaxed alpha brain frequency to be more calm about this. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it would be much more harder to see things, right?
Right.
So that felt really good. Really good preparation and support during the events, the doors. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really grateful.
Well, those experiences sound phenomenal, and I hope you were able to work through everything you wanted to internally. Sounds like you definitely did at that last tour. Um, your overall experience, what was it like working with Rada Publishing House, being a client and then transitioning to a contributing writer with sharing such a vulnerable testimony through your chapter?
Um, yeah, it was interesting. For me, it was the first time I had a session like this. I have different sessions, different modalities, so I'm always open to exploring new things because I think when you limit yourself to one thing, yeah, you cut yourself some opportunities. Yeah. So it was really good. Like I cannot say anything I would have wished different. So we took some time, so it was not a stressy thing as well. Like we think the session was 1.5 hours or so. There was no pressure on me, like, okay, we gotta go faster or something. So they were pretty going with the flow, like very in the moment. So that's what I would like from a therapist, right? So
Right.
very calm, and I would definitely do that again. So it was amazing for me, very helpful. I could see myself more, connect myself more to myself, and great support, great support.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. And obviously, then in that case, you would recommend this service to anyone, really, right? Whether they're open-minded or not. I feel like I mean, personally, for me, I would certainly, because it can open a person up to, wow, this is a unique modality, and it could help send someone down that healing journey. When you wrote your chapter, how supported did you feel with Rada Publishing House and their, assistance throughout the process?
Um, so that was So I wrote one my chapter and then I sent it, and then she gave me some feedback. Okay, you can change that and that. So that was pretty good. Like I felt good supported. Yeah, you can try this, you can try this. So always open and not fixed to my ideas. So hey, we could, you know, change that or change that, or you can add this in here. It was very um, creative, I would say. So that helped me to get a better writing out there. Yeah, more energy, more emotions in there. Um, yeah, so I would really recommend that. It's
Mhm.
there was nothing to say. So they always were on point, like on time or replying as fast as they could. It didn't took 1 week or so. Yeah, uh, it was you had your response back very soon always. It was a good co-working. Yeah, it's
I
good.
love that. That's wonderful. I'm glad you had a good experience. And I know that being creative is so it's really liberating to be able to express yourself. Sometimes we hold things in. And
Yeah,
when you're going through this type of healing process and you could write about it, it's like it's a very unique experience. So I'm glad to hear that it was very beneficial for you. That's amazing. I just want to thank you so much for sharing, your voice and experience in the upcoming book. And thank you for your time today, Sebastian. We will be sure to link all the information down below for the viewers so they know how to either contact you, Maya the Shaman, Rada Publishing House, and of course, the book Infinite Cosmic Records. And thank you again so much for your time.
thank you, Danielle. Thank you for doing this great interview.